Let's talk about a phrase we hear all the time, driving force. We usually think it means just pushing hard, right? Being relentless? Well, today we're going to flip that idea on its head. We're going to explore what real driving force looks like, not just raw power, but an intelligent strategy for actually making things happen. Let's get into it. Sound familiar? It's Monday morning. You kick off this big, ambitious project. The energy is high. Everyone seems excited. But then Wednesday rolls around, and it feels like the whole thing is falling apart. Everyone seems to have a different idea of what you're even doing. It's this incredibly frustrating feeling, like your car is stuck in the mud, just spinning its wheels. And you know what? That feeling isn't just in your head. The data here is, well, it's pretty staggering. Get this. Some studies show that up to 90% of strategies fail to even get off the ground properly. And the ones that do, half of them fail in the execution phase. This is a massive problem, a huge drain of energy, money, and morale. So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to talk about something called the driving force trap. Then we'll uncover the unseen resistance holding you back. After that, we'll lay out a practical 3-step roadmap, see it in action with a real-world case study, and wrap it all up with the leader's new navigation.
All right, first up, the driving force trap. This is where we really start to question that old belief that a leader's main job is just to push, push, push.
I love this chart because it shows the gap between what we think driving force is and what it actually is. We think speed is about a fast start, no matter what. But really, it's about moving at the right time in the right direction. We think leadership is about yelling, "Charge!" from the top of the hill. Nope. It's about the hard, patient work of getting everyone to want to charge with you. And goals? Being rigid is a recipe for disaster. Real driving force is all about being able to adapt. So, falling into that trap leads you straight into the real problem, the unseen resistance. This is that invisible wall your project hits, and it's almost always a people problem, a psychological barrier. And the main culprit has a name, the false consensus effect. It's a classic cognitive bias. As a leader, you have this crystal clear vision in your head, right? You see the entire plan perfectly, and you just assume that everyone else on your team sees that exact same clear picture. But 99% of the time, they don't. And this is where it gets really dangerous. The leader is in a meeting, they explain the plan, and they're met with silence. Maybe a few polite nods. The leader thinks, great, everyone's on board, they get it. But what's really happening? That silence isn't agreement. It's a ticking time bomb of confusion, unspoken questions, and private doubts that's going to explode the second people try to actually do the work. So what's the antidote? It's something we can call practical empathy. And here's the key. It's totally counterintuitive. You have to slow down now so you can go faster later. It means taking the time to ask the hard questions. Questions like, okay, what's one part of this plan that feels a little fuzzy to you? Or, what's the biggest risk you see here? Yeah, it feels slow, but what you're really doing is paving the road, removing all that human friction so you can hit the accelerator later without spinning out. Okay, so we've identified the problem and its antidote. Now, how do we put this into practice? This brings us to the 3-step roadmap for real momentum. This is a framework for turning that genuine alignment into actual results. The roadmap is pretty straightforward. You start with a pilot. Now, this is crucial. You're not just piloting the product or the idea, you're also piloting your team's alignment. Is everyone really on the same page? This is your low-risk chance to find out for sure. Once you've proven that, then you move to scale up, building systems and pushing forward with persistence. And finally, you get to value up, where you're optimizing everything and finding new ways to innovate. Now, this all sounds great in theory, but let's make it real. We're going to look at a case study from a place that is honestly one of the most complex, high-pressure environments in any business, the purchasing department. Just think for a second about what a purchasing team juggles every single day. They have to worry about global supply chains breaking down. They have to keep a dozen different internal departments happy. Raw material prices are going haywire. And oh, by the way, you need to save money, but never, ever compromise on quality. It's an insane balancing act. For a team like this, driving force isn't just one thing. It's multidimensional. Operationally, it's about being more efficient. Strategically, it's about finding smarter ways to source materials. Relationally, and this is a big one, it's about building trust and persuading other teams. And then there's risk response, always having a backup plan, an alternative source for when things inevitably go wrong. That's intelligent execution right there. And this quote just nails it. When a crisis hits, a supplier goes under or prices skyrocket, what does real driving force look like? A stubborn leader just plows ahead with the original, now broken plan. But a leader with true driving force has the courage to pivot, to change course. That kind of flexibility isn't weakness. It's actually the ultimate sign of strength and intelligence. So this all leads us to our final big idea, the leader's new navigation skill. It's time to stop thinking of yourself as the one who pushes the cart and start seeing yourself as the one who navigates the terrain. Think of this table as your practical guide, your new navigation chart. In preparation, your job is to use data to set a clear direction. During alignment, your primary tool is that practical empathy to get everyone truly on board. In the pilot stage, you test everything fast. When you scale up, it's about persistence. And when you value up, your focus is squarely on results and making things fundamentally better. So, I'm going to leave you with the direct challenge, a question to take back to your team. What if, later today, you just hit pause on whatever big project you're driving forward? And what if you just asked your team point blank, hey, what do you all really think about this plan? The answer might surprise you. You might uncover some huge hidden obstacle that was about to trip you up down the road. Or you might just discover a brilliant new path forward that you never would have seen on your own. It's a question worth asking.